Hi there, welcome to another episode of Get Gardening. In today's episode, I am going to be covering my roses. It is now well into December, and this is a project that is past due for me. But as you can see, this is my honey rose here. It's a hybrid tea. It's still looking actually rather beautiful for in December. And I also wanted to show you some of the things that are actually still blooming in my garden, even though it's December. There's not much, but any hint of color makes me really excited. I still have some blooms on the salvia here. There's just a few it's hanging on, but I just love going outside and seeing flowers in December. There's also, I don't know if you remember from last week, I was planting crocuses and I had an autumn crocus blooming and they're still hanging on. This one's open. I love having flowers this late in the year. And you can see how this one is just about getting ready to fade, but there's one right next to it that hasn't opened yet. So hopefully they will hang on for a little bit longer. I've got a yarrow over here that is opening up a little bit, and I also have a tiny clump of alyssum that still is blooming. So not much, but something. And I also am really finding these geranium leaves to be really beautiful right now. It is mighty cold outside and we are predicted to get some snow. So it's time for me to get on with covering up my rose cones. I went and I got down my rose cones from the attic. I grow a lot of hybrid tea roses and they're really sensitive to the cold, especially if we get really into the negative numbers, which in Chicago we are known to. There are some roses that I don't cover and they seem to be fine every year, but these are some of my special ones and I don't want to take the risk. So today I'm going to show you how I will prepare my roses for winter. So I'll zoom in and take you in and show you what I'm going to do. It's actually really not a difficult process. It's basically just cutting the plants down low enough that you can fit a rose cone around them. So here's a piece that I have. It's tall, if you can see, but I'm going to take it down to where I see a new shoot coming out. So right here is a new shoot. I'm going to take it just above there. That way, next year the new growth will come out of there. This one's pretty spindly, so I'm probably going to take it pretty far back. And there's something nice about preparing these plants for winter and letting them go dormant, so next spring they'll burst into growth. I also take this as an opportunity to clean out any of the dead that's inside, so that way it doesn't promote rot and next year causes more problems. So if you can see in this rose, there's quite a bit of dead. I'm going to just come in here and take it out as far as I can with these secateurs. Sometimes it's difficult, but taking this out is going to just be easier now that there's not a lot of growth on the plant. There's one more piece here that, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. One more piece that I need to get out. I'm also going to take this back a bit. I also find these status leaves to look really pretty this time of the year. Usually in summer and in beginning of autumn, there's so much growth around here that you can't see it, but now that everything's died back, it's really quite a beautiful little clump. Alright, now I've got my rose cone prepared, my rose plant prepared to receive its rose cone. Some people mound them up with dirt, but I always find that a prickly business because in spring, I think it's really difficult to remove the dirt around there, and it never seems to harm my plants to leave it just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a rose cone and place it right on top. You can purchase these from a good garden store, and the only thing that is difficult is that the styrofoam, every once in a while after aging, it doesn't last. I try to put a little metal stake in to help hold it down, and I always put a brick on the top because a big windy day will come and I guarantee it's gonna come off. So I try to put something on the corners here and there so that way the wind doesn't get it. I've got about 5 or 6 more roses to do right now, and it's cold, so I'm up for doing something a little bit energetic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like and subscribe and are able to still get out there and get gardening.